and Rob, we have Gasana and Elizabeth here to talk about the Amani African Grassroots that you've taken it upon yourself to bring over to the States and raise awareness, and I think that's wonderful. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. We're excited to be here.
Yeah. You know, it's an exciting thing to see young people grabbing it and just running with it and making it happen, you know? Younger people than myself, I think, but I can't imagine you guys, either of you have even seen 30 years old, so I'm going to say younger, okay?
Younger, we're younger,
but yet still probably seen a lot more in your lives than I have seen in my life, so that's what I appreciate. Give us a little idea about what you're doing with this grassroots effort versus somebody going to the UN or somebody going into UNICEF or whatever it is and saying, oh, here's my dollar, and 3 cents of my dollar is going to make it, you know, to help feed, educate, teach, and do all that kind of stuff. You're looking for a little different perspective on that. Tell us a little bit about where you're going with it.
So I grew up in Tampa and then headed over to Rwanda in East Africa right after I graduated from college, and went over with this idea of how I was going to save Africa and change the continent, and, you know, went with that mentality of how do we as Americans fix things. And I met my friend Gasana over there, who had been working with her husband. Both of them grew up in East Africa, working with street kids and orphans in Rwanda. So we've been working together for about 2 years now, and I think that there is a huge difference between UN efforts or big international NGOs coming in and then the power of grassroots movements. And what does that mean? And what is the difference between individuals who have grown up in these communities and lived through this conflict that has devastated East Africa, and then taking it into their hands to help the children of their communities?
Well, what are some of the, if you don't, Gasana, what are some of the things that you grew up living through? I mean, can you share an experience with us?
One of the things that I have seen, like a lot of things which are not good. I have seen corrupt governments. I have seen different things, but the worst was the 1994 genocide that happened in my country. And this is where people killed each other without any other problem. So this is one of the things that the young people in Africa are facing. They're facing war, they're facing killings and conflicts.
Wow. You know, people living in Hyde Park are like, yes, I had some guy walk down the alley behind my house. Yeah. We're talking about a whole different thing here. We're talking about the grassroots effort where you've gone there, you've stabilized a little bit, right? Kind of got a little bit of an organization going over there in Africa.
Right.
And now you're here trying to raise a little bit of awareness and funding to help support not just sending food over there, but you want to build a little, your philosophy is a little different about what you want to help the people do. Can you
What is
elaborate?
their philosophy?
Right, so I think that we've realized, Gasana and I, that, you know, we can pay school fees and raise money for school fees for kids for the rest of our lives, but this is really about giving young teenagers, many of them who lost their parents in the genocide, the tools and the resources that they need to survive. And oftentimes they're supporting younger siblings. Their parents have passed away due to HIV/AIDS. So I think this is really about a different model of giving them the tools that they need. This isn't about handouts, but really empowering them.
Okay. Like what? What do you do? Like, what are some of the things you do?
So right now we're focusing on doing human rights conferences and workshops with teenagers from around this region of Africa, bringing in young people and educating them about how do you be a human rights activist? How do you make a change within your community? But the reason Gasana is here is fundraising for this new school that we're starting in Rwanda.
Basically, I can say that we are empowering young people to change their future, because we've been saying foreign aid, but which have not been effective. So we need young people to participate in solving their problems, and this is why we are engaging them through discussions, by empowering them. That is it. That is what we are doing.
You know, you guys obviously worldly enough to know that, you know, coming over here, getting a school started, and in 3 weeks, the problem's not solved.
Right, exactly.
Your dedication is going to be is a lot more in depth than just starting a school.
Right.
It's about giving them a community that they can help then create, maintain, and raise their children in a community, you know, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And Gasana and her husband have been doing this for years, and we work with about 70 young Rwandan volunteers who help run all of our programs, sports teams that engage street children in different and a platform for Hutu and Tutsi children, the two ethnicities involved in the genocide, to come together and move forward as a community. And I think that that's one of the reasons that I'm so passionate about this is telling Americans that there's so much hope here. There's so much opportunity. How do we invest in these communities and these African leaders to make a difference?
Well, Gasana, you're here for what, six more weeks, or where are you going, and what are some of the things you're going to ask for?
My travel is 6 weeks, and I have been here now for 3 weeks in the United States, and I have been in Washington, D.C., New York, Alabama, and now I'm in Tampa, and I'm going to Seattle and then go back to Washington, D.C. and to New York again. But basically the message that I'm bringing is to tell Americans that they should come and invest in young people, because the young people in Africa, in Rwanda specifically, are having the will to construct and solve their problems. So we need people to come and invest in that opportunity and give them the power to change their lives.
Yeah.
Give us your website. I mean, where can people go to learn more information about this and donate money or whatever it is you're looking for?
So
everything you're looking for.
The name of our organization is Amani Africa, and Amani means peace in Swahili, and our website is africagrassroots.org. So people can get more information there and email us and ask us questions, and how can they get involved. So africagrassroots.org.
Oh,
well, anything
fantastic.
we can do to help you, please let us know.
Thank
you
you.
both for coming here
Thank
tonight.
you.
I know you guys are so busy, so we
No,
appreciate
this
Centro
is great.
Ybor on your
You
stop.
can take this. You can take
you.
this clip and put it on your website and send it out
Definitely,
there.
we
People can see it.
absolutely
You're
will.
making
Thank you
things
very
happen.
much.
You know.
Thank you for having us.